First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. We're the brothers of Great Millstone, Miami. I'm the brother Loyan with me.
The brother War.
And the topic that we want to cover in this lesson is beware of distractions, man. Okay? All right. And, this is a very important topic, because, of course, we live in this world. Okay? All right. So we have to, of course, go to work, maintain our finances, maintain a household. Brothers have vehicles, families, wives, and things of that nature, just, affairs of this life, okay, that we have to tend to and maintain to the best of our capabilities, okay? All right, but in the midst of doing that, we also have to have the understanding on the forefront of our minds, all right, that these things are all distractions, okay, and that we cannot get too wrapped up in them, and if we do, all right, that can lead to a spiritual detriment. Okay, that can lead to pitfalls in our faith that we can't afford, especially in the times that we're living in right now. Okay, all right. Frankly speaking, shit's getting ready to hit the fan. Okay, times are getting ready to be much harder than they are now. Okay, so we don't have, the how would I say, the benefit, if you will, or we can't take the risk of being too attached to these things, to have our minds too occupied in these things. Right. Okay, because at the end of the day, we have to live as pilgrims, man. All right, and if our minds are too occupied in these things, it can cause us to panic, okay, or to be offended when certain comforts are taken away. It can hinder our mind in the actual application, okay, of the scriptures. All right, because our minds are too focused on worldly things. All right. So, this is just a topic that I was meditating on. The brother War and I, we were talking about it, and so we just want to put that vibration out there. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. Okay. All right. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, if you got that. Let's see. Start at verse 29.
Come. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth, that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not.
Right, so what are these things concerning? Like, okay, they that have wives be as though they have none. So, of course, if you, you have a wife, you have to love your wife. You have to take care of her. That's your responsibility as a husband. Okay. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there is a duty to the ministry. All right. And a duty just to be focused on the Lord, man. The scriptures say, if a man hate not his father, his mother, wife, and children, he cannot be my disciple. Sure. Okay. All right. So there's a level of I guess, distance, if you will. Sacrifices that you have to make, all right, even if you do have a wife, okay, you can't be too wrapped up into your woman and her emotions and pleasing her all the time, okay, and that's a very real thing, man. The scriptures tell you, which if you keep reading, just, this is going to break it down.
Verse 32, but I would have you without carefulness, that he that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how we may please the Lord. Mm-hmm. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Right, and that's just facts, man. If you are married, you do have a woman, you're gonna be concerned about things that can help maintain her pleasure, her happiness. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, because men love women. Point blank, period. So you're going to be occupied with, making sure you take care of her, do things that please her. You're going to be focused on things of the world, okay? Because women love comfort, okay? Women love pleasure. They have their emotions, they want attention and time, okay? Mm-hmm. All right? But nonetheless, as a man in the faith, you have to have an understanding that you can't be too caught up in that, okay? All right, of course, you have to give her due benevolence, take her out, and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, you do have a duty, okay, to the ministry, Okay, making sure that you read and study and pray, that you meditate on the Lord. Okay, whenever situations arise, and not just go based off of your emotions and how you feel at that time. Okay, even if you do have, certain things that you have to maintain in the world, whether it be, a house, a job, different responsibilities, a family. Okay, because if you're not aware of that particular dynamic of the truth, you can fall into different pitfalls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, and again, that the whole point of this lesson is what it's a distraction. Okay, so when in our interactions in this world, as scriptures say, we have to be as though they use the world, but that's not abusing it. You can't be overly attached to these things,
Right.
because it's going to come times where, just on a surface basic level, okay, your job, may require you, more time, more of your time. All right, and that could easily distract you from the ministry, easily distract you from reading, studying, praying. A family, a wife, those things can distract you or try to pull you away, from your duties to the Lord. Okay, all right, and so you have to be aware, spiritually aware enough not to allow that to happen, man, because we're on an any day basis right now. We don't have the liberty to take those types of chances.
Right.
Okay, all right, so that's just the topic that we want to cover in this lesson, and Lord willing, it unfolds more and more as the lesson goes on. Did you have anything you else want to say?
Just make a quick point to backing you up, because you mentioned how this is a spiritual thing. The scriptures tell you in Ephesians 6, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, so it's a spiritual thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so these different distractions that come, all right, ultimately they're coming, all right, from one avenue, man, trying to hinder
Right.
you in your walk.
Right.
All right, this is really what we're a part of. This is not something that's slight. All right, we're going through the straight gate, and there's going to be obstacles on both ends, man. All right,
Mm-hmm.
different spiritual attacks coming, trying to
Overthrow
wear you
your faith.
down and overcome you.
Right.
Okay.
Overthrow your faith. Yeah.
Overthrow your faith, man.
Right. Yep. And that's just what it is, man. When you read, it's something about the book of Job, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see when Satan, Satan had to, Satan got permission from the Lord to assault Job, right?
Yeah.
And in order to attack and overthrow Job's faith, he began destroying or affecting the carnal, tangible things of Job's life,
Right.
like his family, his substance. Eventually, hopped on his woman,
Mm-hmm.
attacked his health. Okay, those are all things that deal with the cares of this life. Okay, your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your family, your physical possessions. Okay, the money that you might have or not have.
Right.
Your employment situation. All these things are all distractions, man, to keep your mind off of what's really going on, man.
Exactly.
Okay, and so the enemy uses these things, all right, whether they be favorable conditions or not. Okay, whether these situations are prosperous or not, whether you might be catching hell in this particular area of your life, or whether you might be being blessed and prosperous in these positions in your life.
Mm-hmm.
He uses these things to try to get your mind off of the actual goal and prize.
Exactly.
So you get entangled.
Mm-hmm.
You get entangled with these things. You get emotionally attached. You try to maintain them. You know what I'm saying? You try, rather than actually trusting in the Lord.
Right.
Okay. All right. And that, again, that's a pitfall. That's a very dangerous thing. And I wish I warned about these things, man. Okay. All right. This is Luke chapter 8. And go ahead, bro. You can start at verse 14.
14, all right.
Yeah.
All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 14. And that which fell among thorns they are, which when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life,
Mm-hmm.
and bring no fruit to perfection.
Right. Okay. So Yahushua is giving you a parable about the sower seed, man. He was sowing seed, and some of them fell amongst thorns.
All right.
Okay. All right. And so eventually the seed sprouts up, but as it's growing, it's choked up by the thorns. All right. And what are these thorns? These thorns are likened unto what? The cares of this life, the riches, the pleasures. Okay. The lust of other things. All right. So because these things are in your mind, the word, okay, the word that's sown in your heart, it cannot flourish. It cannot bring forth fruit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just like with Yahweh Shai and that rich man, he was like, Lord, I do everything. I keep the commandments. I do this. I do that. But Yahweh Shai said, all right, cool. With your riches, you gotta give it away. He didn't want to because he was too stuck with those cares and those riches,
right?
Those pleasures, you know.
Right. Con, and it could be the flip side too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It could be the flip side. It could be like, damn, you know, I ain't got no money. I gotta go chase the bag.
Exactly.
You know, it could be the flip side.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So again, these things are things that we have to be aware of in this walk, man. We are under a spiritual attack, man, and we can't just go through the motions thinking that we just got it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, we go to camp, we do videos and things of that nature. No, we have to be aware, man. We really have to be locked in, you know? All right, because if at any time we're not, that's a very dangerous place to be.
That's right.
All right, that's a very complacent, okay, and overconfident place to be, man. And yeah, I wish I spoke on that, man, because hey, shit, like I said earlier in this lesson, man, shit is getting ready to hit the fan. Okay? All right, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 35. It says, and take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Okay, now I'm going to read this in the NLT real quick. Okay. All right. It says, watch out. Don't let your hearts be dulled by carousing and drunkenness and by the worries of this life. Don't let that day catch you unawares. Okay, and of course in the King James it says, lest at any time, man. So the Lord is not playing, man. He wants us to really be on our guard, man. Okay, all right. We can't be in this spirit of trying to chase the pleasures of this world, trying to chase the lust of the flesh. You know, trying to chase some ass all the time. You know, trying to go out to the party, the venue all the time, you know, go to the club all the time, you know, worrying about the affairs of this life. Even the scriptures tell you, man, the cares of this life. You know, Apostle Paul said, what? He said, you know, be careful for nothing, but in everything, in prayer by supplication, you know, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. Okay. All right. So again, man, we gotta make sure that we are applying these scriptures, man. Okay, we're not in a time, we don't have the luxury, the ability, the benefit. You know, we can't take. Basically, what I'm saying is that we can't take no chances, man. Nah. Okay,
we in a time where like we at the end, like
yeah,
it ain't no time to let's experiment, dibble dabble.
That's over with. That's over with, man. That's over with. Okay, granted, of course, we got to do what we got to do. Okay, but leave it at that. Leave it at doing what you gotta do. Right. Okay. Yep. All right. Don't get overly attached, overly emotional, because these things are these little situations that we got going on. Job situation, car situation, house situation, wife situation. If you got one, fucking children, living situation. All of that is getting ready to be changed up, man. Right. Okay, and that's really one of the roots of this lesson, man. All of these little comforts that we have and situations that we have that's just become part of our day-to-day routine, and we're just so accustomed to maintaining them and having them and it being part of our life. It's not gonna be the same. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. In some way, shape, or form, it's going to change. Period. Yeah. All right. And these changes are going to be abrupt and drastic. You know, in some cases, these things can be utterly taken away. Utterly taken away. Okay? All right? And the Lord has the liberty to do that, man. Even Job said, the Lord gave and the Lord doth taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. You know? So again, man, if we're not having, if we have our minds overly attached to these things, our emotions overly attached to these things, when that begins to happen, because prophecy is going to happen and we're going to be affected by it. All right. Okay, what's going to happen? You're going to be caught unawares. Right. It's going to be happening unexpectedly because your mind wasn't locked in. Okay, and you may start panicking. Okay, you may become offended in the Lord. All right, making haste, all type of stuff, man. And we cannot afford to do that, man. Okay, and scriptures say what? To be carnally minded is death, which I'll just get that real quick. All right, Romans chapter 8 and verse 6, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Okay, because the carnal mind is at enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High, man. So, hey, these things that again, these distractions, all right, they're used by the enemy to get us to react in the flesh.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Ain't none of us exempt. Okay. You're not that guy. None of us is that guy.
None of us.
Okay.
None of us.
All right. Mm-hmm. Don't think that we can't be tempted in this way. We can. Okay. The whole point is to tempt you, to draw your mind slowly and slowly away, to get your mind occupied more and more in tangible worldly things.
That's why one of his names is the Tempter.
It's the Tempter, exactly. Okay.
He's trying to test. He's trying different things to entice you and to take you over. That's what the enemy is trying to do, man.
Right.
Okay. Which also, to be honest, the Lord gives him the order to try different things.
Yeah.
To see if you're really locked in. A quick point I wanted to make, because hey, we're going through what we're going through, but to be honest, comfortability is coming too. All right, comfortability in some sort is going to be coming, because like the brother Lloyd said, prophecies have to be fulfilled, and we will be affected when these prophecies come to some certain effect. All right, now for the others, when famine and pestilence come, they're going to be affected on a whole nother level.
Right.
But us, we may be affected. You might not eat for a day or two.
Right.
All right. You may not go through what a nigga's going through, but you're gonna go through something. Are you gonna be able to bear that discomfort? Mm-hmm. All right, because we're used to eating whenever we can. All right, we're used to AC. Mm-hmm. We're used to driving around. So you might not have a car.
Right.
All right, you might not be able to. You could take a shower whenever you want. She might be wearing the same clothes for the next 3 days. When those, just the point of, don't get caught up in these different things, all right? Because these different things, they're temporal, okay? Mm-hmm. They're not here to last forever.
God. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Hey, the enemy's job is to do what? It's to make you act carnally, man. Yep. All right? So he can get your ass, man. Yep. And once you get outside the spirit, you're done. Okay? Nice. All right? Unless the Lord has mercy, but you don't want to play with that fire, man. You do not want to play that game, man. Okay, you had any comments? Nothing? No. Okay, con. All right, so it says in verse 35, it says, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Okay, all right, so what's coming? These calamities that's coming are going to come as a snare, man. There's been talks about what black swan events, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, just these sudden catastrophic events that are going to take place in the near future, man. All right. And to the carnal eye, it's going to be seeming as though it came out of nowhere. But to the spiritual eye, you know, all right, that it's coming. All right. So if you know that it's coming, you want to be as undistracted as possible. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Yahushua is letting you know it's going to come as a snare, so don't let your mind be distracted by these things. Don't let your spiritual senses be dulled by these things.
That's
okay?
Right. That's right.
All right? Because when it happens, this is going to be happening.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay? And if you're not in the spirit, you're going to do something carnal. You're going to do something carnal. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Okay? You're going to do something carnal, man. Oh. If you're not locked in, if you're not in the spirit, if your mind is too caught up in the cares of this world, my woman this, my job that, my this and that and the third, your ass going to get got. Some type of way, bro.
You're gonna get God, bro.
All right? You're going to do something stupid. Okay? All right? Verse 36, it says, watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay? All right? So we got to be what we got to really do. This is what we got to be occupying our mind in, man. The fruits of the Spirit, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
All right? Putting on the whole armor of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Does that mean that we're going to be studying 2 hours a day? No. Every day? No. But are you meditating on what the scriptures say? Right. Are you counting the cost? Mm-hmm. You know? Are you considering what the prophecies, the implications of what's being written concerning these prophecies? Are you considering it? Or are you just going through the motions? Okay, day-to-day life routine, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, camp Wednesday, camp Saturday, do my 3 videos, right. Pay my tithes, and then you think, hell nah, bro. Just because you're doing these things doesn't mean you're in the spirit, bro.
Right, it don't mean you're in the spirit, you're just doing it, right?
You just doing it.
Right, you just doing it.
So hey, watch, okay? Be aware of what the fuck is going on prophetically and spiritually. Okay, understand the implications of what these things, what we read about is talking about, what these prophecies talk about, the things that we bring out. Understand that these things are going to have a direct effect on us to some degree. Okay, all right, and also making sure that you pray as well, man. All right, pray as much as you can. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. Pray for the brotherhood. Pray that you endure unto the end. Okay. Make sure you're meditating on the scriptures. All right. Make sure you're applying the scriptures to the best of your capabilities. Pray for more faith. Okay. All right. Because shit is getting ready to get real, man. Okay. Real talk, man. All this distraction shit, this is bullshit, man. All right. One thing I take from the apostles, man, especially Apostle Gabar, because he mentions it, at least from my understanding, a lot more, is how he lives a very simple life, man. Yep. Okay, and that's a very admirable thing, man. To live a very simple life. That's somebody. People think that somebody who lives a simple life has a scarcity mindset, or they don't have, desires for anything. Right. But really, somebody like that is truly content and powerful. That's a powerful individual, man. Right. That's somebody who lives a mind of abundance. It makes you ask the question, okay, what is it that's making you live this simple life? What is it that's making you cast this all off? Okay? All right? And we know as men of the Lord what it is that we trust that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to allow us to inherit all things anyway. That's right. All right? We know that this world is through. We know Babylon is done. All right? We know the judgment that's coming. Okay? So it should be easy for us to to mortify the flesh. Granted, it is a battle. All right, but the more and more you understand the prophecies, you understand what the will of the Lord is, man. It should be easier to live like the scriptures say, a peaceable and quiet life, man. You don't have to be at the club scene all the time, man. You don't have to be Mac Daddy, ladies, man. You don't gotta fucking go pull a bad bitch. You ain't gotta get the most money. Okay? You don't got to do this shit, man. All right? You can if you want to, but that should not be the goal. That should not be the focus, man. All caught up into your flesh, your family, trying to be the best family man type of shit. You can do these things, but should your mind be attached to these things? No, man. Your mind should be attached and focused on laying up your treasures in heaven. That's right. Okay? All right? Because at the end of the day, the Lord is coming back to reward us 100-fold regardless. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Matter of fact, you read out.
Put it right here.
Go ahead.
Matthew 6 and 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Mm-hmm. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Mm-hmm. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right, so it's about the focus of your mind, man. Of course, we have material things. We need material things, to get by. We need to eat and drink and clothe ourselves. We need, shelter and things of that nature.
All right, but the focus shouldn't be about amassing these things and maintaining these things. That shouldn't be the focus.
Right.
Okay, that shouldn't be it shouldn't be our ambition and the focus of our minds. Okay, what should be the focus is the spiritual things, man. Okay, being a brother, doing the work, reading, praying, meditating on the scriptures. Okay, the fruits of the spirit. Putting on the whole armor, meditating on prophecy. Okay, taking this truth serious. Those are the treasures in heaven, man. Okay, and if you focus your mind on these things, all right, the Lord is gonna take care of your needs regardless.
Yep.
All right, Yahweh Shai said it later in this chapter. He says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." Okay, and every brother should be a living testament to that. I know I am, because I've been down on my ass many times.
Right.
Okay,
right. I can raise my hand too.
Right. Everybody should be able to say that at this point.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Look, man, the Lord got it, man. Right. Of course we, at times we have to make adjustments. That don't mean that you just, live like a bum, or you be irresponsible, or you just stay in unfavorable situations just for the sake of it, out of negligence. But what it means is that you don't have your mind focused. Your mind and heart is not focused on these worldly, mortal things, man. Okay, because if it is, you're gonna have a very, very hard time in this faith, man. And Satan's gonna keep puppeteering your ass, and you won't even know. Okay, all right, you won't even know. All right, when matter of fact, in the NLT, Luke chapter 21, it says, "Watch out so that your heart doesn't become dulled." Okay, to dull is to basically lessen the strength or intensity of something. All right, like a pain medication, it dulls your pain receptors. Right. The pain is still there, but it's not as intense. Okay, so this is a very delicate part of our walk. Okay, it's something that we have to be very alert and attentive to, because your focus and your attention can be being dulled, and you may not even be fully aware of it. Okay, it's part of the trickery of Satan, man. You might be thinking, okay, damn, I'm doing what I gotta do. I don't have no choice. All right, and the next thing you know, you're forgetting to pray. Right. Yeah. You forgetting to apply the scriptures. You forgetting to, you forgetting to be spiritual about things, and so you just reacting, thinking that you doing the right thing and you're not. Right. Right. And that becomes a habit. It becomes a habit. It may not necessarily have a immediate negative effect at the time, but when the bigger tests come and you're in that motion of reacting that way, that's when it's gonna really be a problem. That's why Yahweh Shai said, "Take heed, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with these things." Okay, all right, because eventually, if you continue down that path, when the real terrors and the tribulations come, all right, you're going to be in that particular mode of acting, and you're going to be caught up in the snare of Jacob's trouble. Okay, all right. What's up, brother?
I got it.
Con.
2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. Mm-hmm. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times.
Right, so we got to let go of mortal thoughts, man. We got to cast our cares upon the Lord. Okay, whenever we getting ready to do something, pray about it. Ask the Lord for guidance. Okay. Yeah. All right. Lay aside every weight, like the scriptures say. Lay aside every weight, and the sin that doth so easily beset us, man. Okay. Of course, we do what we got to do to maintain it, but that sense of anxiety and stress, okay, and just your mind's constantly on these things, that's a problem, man. Right. Okay.
That bringeth death. I tell you that too.
Yeah, the sorrows of the world bringeth death. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, and even if it's not, we might have a decent situation. Mm-hmm. All right, make sure that decent situation is not rocking your ass to sleep.
Yeah. Real talk.
Real
talk.
It might be a decent situation, you know, a decent woman, a decent house, a decent car, you know, a decent job, you know, and you know, you get an emotion of it, and the Lord is blessing you. Hey, call on him, outside, but make sure that it's not rocking you to sleep.
Right, that's you gotta stay spiritually minded. You know, you gotta constantly examine yourself because, like the brother said, it could be a good situation, could be a bad situation. All right, in the sense of a good situation, all right, you don't want to get caught off guard. Like, okay, got the good wife. All right, got a decent home. I got the children. All right, got me a stable job. You know, I'm still able to do my videos and stuff like that. But still keeping your mind, okay, cool. I got these things, but stay locked in. All right, don't allow these things to have hold over you.
Right.
Okay, because if you're not locked in, time go time gonna go by and go like, damn. All right, this I wasn't paying attention the whole time. This thing was affecting you, man. All right, because you wasn't locked in.
Right.
You know?
Or something happens to where those things get affected.
Right.
You know, hey, how was I? Like, for example, I'm gonna use this as an example, right? You know, you got a decent relationship with your family.
Right.
You know, your actual biological family, and then you know your woman and everything, and then you know they start spinning a narrative and shit like that, and then these people start turning on you.
Right.
You know, and you just so attached to that particular situation that you're not willing to let it go.
Right.
Now you trimming your ways to seek love. You offended.
Right.
You know, when Yahusha already said, I'm coming with a sword. I'm not coming to bring peace. I'm coming for a sword, man.
Right.
I'm coming to set a man at variance, and a man's foe shall be a day of his own household. But here it is. You were so focused on maintaining this situation and so got caught up into the allure of it that now it happened and you panicking.
Right.
Now you're not in the spirit. Okay? That's just one example. Okay? All right? So we got to be on our spiritual guard, man. You know? Because at the end of the day, greater evils are coming. Harder times are coming. Things will not always be the same, man. Okay? So we got to be locked in the spirit as much as possible, man. Okay? The scriptures talk about how we are dead and your life is hidden in Hamashiach.
That's right.
That's true, man. And that's something to be embraced.
That's right.
That shit is not lame. It's not whack. That's the best thing you could do. Okay? That's the best thing you could do. You know? You know? Hey, the Lord is gonna come back. He gonna bless us and get us right, man. Don't be focused on these minute things, man. You know, because if you are, the evil's gonna come and you're gonna be taken off guard. You know, they're getting ready to change this financial system. It's about to be no fucking work. Okay? It's about to be mega super hyperinflation. Okay? You know, we might have to be on the run. You know what I'm saying? Living as pilgrims. Might not have this a house or a stable place to be, you know? On the run, trying to duck and dodge Esau and his NWO. You know, if your mind is set upon the burdens of man, that you're not trusting in the Lord. You know, so be mindful. What's up, bro?
Ephesians 5.
Con.
5. I'm gonna start verse 15. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, we're in evil times. We're in the beginning of evil times. All right, we're in the beginning of bad times. So knowing that, all right, we have to walk circumspectly, be on point. All right, not as fools. All right, fools make rash and unwise decisions. All right, we have to be circumspect, and you being circumspect, that's a form of wisdom. You're using wisdom. All right, so hey, you're applying the scriptures. Okay. And by you doing that, in these evil times, you're not going to get caught up, all right? You're going to be fine. But if you're not applying wisdom and you're moving like a fool, in these evil times, all right, you will get judged, all right? You're going to do something carnal, and you're going to end up getting yourself fucked up, all right? So
con. Hey, so with that, you know, that's basically it, man. You know, meditate on these scriptures, man. Meditate on the words of the Lord that were just spoken. Okay, because it can apply to many different things.
Right.
It says cares of this life. That's plural.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So, let's examine ourselves, man, and make sure that we are in prayer as much as possible.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Be mindful of the Lord as much as possible, man, because all of this bullshit is just hocus pocus, man. It really is, man. It's really just a trick of the mind. Okay. All right. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right. So, hey, gird up, put on the whole armor, and let's fight the spiritual fight, man. The Lord got us.
That's right.
So with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakodash, double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, citations to the elect. Shalom.